also to put us in the mindset that this is about us all, and that God is so individual, though it's so purposeful, that what He has for you, He will make sure that you get it before you leave here, and that it will be your responsibility to do with it whatever He would have you to do. But we just want to set the atmosphere so you can be at peace, that you can feel safe. You can realize that God is our number one goal, you know, for Him to have His ability to reign and to guide the service, guide everything that we do. Because it really is about the kingdom. Right now, everything that we're feeling, everything that we're experiencing is just temporary. It will not go on forever. It has an expiration date. But we want to just make sure that we can do everything that we need to do before our day comes. Amen. So we're going to start out with welcome, and we're so glad to be here. want you to experience what you need to experience so that you still have room for the entree. And the entree is the Word of God, and that is our focus, and that is the thing that sustains us. And so this time is very special to us. So any fam that's here, I'm going to ask them to come on up. Because like I said, when I come somewhere, the personality that I am is I pretty much, like I said, I don't want to be the center of attention, but I do understand that everywhere I go, I impact the place that I go. So I do want to be impactful. I want to make a difference where I go. And so the thing is, it doesn't mean that I have to say something to make it happen. It can just be my presence. It can be my demeanor. It can be my small interactions. And those are the things that we were teaching the children today about giving. You know, we started out talking about tithe and offering, but we were like, you give yourself when you share yourself. You know, you give to God and to others when you're just willing to tell a little bit about you. And Miss JL blew my mind today. Miss JL, like I said, I love kids because kids really help you to understand what you used to know. You know, we sometimes put all this other stuff in there that we don't really need to know. But the children reminded us, and I was just asking them, you know, I was just talking to them about, I forgot the word that I asked them, but the question that we had in our lesson was, is it, if you don't tithe, are you robbing God? And the kids were saying, well, no, because you have needs and all of this. So we allowed them to share their things, you know, and I said, but can you tell me what is it that we do when we give or when we talk? And she said that we share our thoughts, our feelings, and our beliefs. And I said, you didn't even know that was my whole thing today. My whole thing today is about communicating. And knowing that communication means that we're coming together. We're coming together, and those are the things that we are sharing. And I said, and you know, the thing is that when we have conversation, we can definitely share what we think, what we feel, and what we believe. But the thing is that we also realize the importance of going to the Word of God and finding out what the Word of God says about it. And being open enough to receive God's take, to commune with God, and to know where He's standing. So we then went to Malachi where it says, you rob me with, you rob me, you know, you rob God. And it was like, we can steal from God? And we was like, well, God gives to us to give to others. I said, does God Himself really need the money? Of course not. But we are His hands. We are His voice. We are His feet. And so that's what we want you to do. We want you to yield to all those things today. Yield to be God's hands. Be willing to yield your story to others. And to understand that you truly are important in so many ways. And so I'm hoping to have a good time, because that was another part of our lesson, is that God wants us to give gladly. But I know sometimes it's hard to give, and after you do that obedience, you got this, you know, you got this look and this demeanor of, yeah, I did it, I obeyed, yeah, you know, we have all these reactions to what we did. But we're like, but at least I did it. But you know, God doesn't only want it to be at least I did it. He wants us to do it willingly, gladly. And so we really do want to have a heart to where we can have a good time no matter where we go, no matter who's there, and no matter what God is asking us to do. Amen? We're going to have to do it today. Ready? We're gonna have a good time. Lord, in this house. We're gonna have a good time. Lord, in this house. focus on Jesus Christ, not my hair. Right. But the thing is that we truly do understand that there are so many things that make us who we are.
Amen.
And we, like I said, we love to share our successes.
Amen.
But the thing that we stumble over are our own failures,
Amen.
our own shortcomings, our own faults. But the thing is that if we bury those and conceal those and cover those up, then there will be no healing. There will be no change. And you really will repeat the same thing over and over again. So this is a place, like I said, it's a safe place to where you can show who you really are. You don't have to come in and play church. You don't have to come in and look and talk and act a certain way. We knew God brought you here, and that meant that you had a need.
Amen.
So if you come in and show your need, how am I got a problem with it? You know, the thing is that if I'm asking for God to bring you with your need, and then you show up with it, I have to be ready in His strength and in His power to help deal with that need. And so we truly do believe that God is a God that can understand all things and every person that exists on the planet. But there's only a few that's going to be willing to bring it to Him and to leave it there and to trust Him with it. You know, so we're going to go because the thing is we can't do it without Him. Like I said, many of us walk and operate in life in frustration because we really have a need that just doesn't seem like it's getting met. And it seems like it's just eluding you every time, no matter what effort you make, no matter what sacrifice you make. But the thing is that there is a preparation that we really have to have for the Lord to give us those things. Because like I said, the wonderful thing is that with privilege comes responsibility. That's the hardest thing to teach children. But then when you get to be adults, you kind of forget that. You know, you're like, well, I want this. And like I said, we learned it the hard way, but I'm glad we learned it. I remember we wanted a vehicle. And like I said, we got that vehicle. And we were so excited to not need public transportation anymore. And it was like, okay, we never purchased anything in our life. And so we purchased a car. And we were so excited, but we didn't realize that car places make sure they're not going to lose money. You can lose anything you want to lose, but I'm not losing anything. And so that full insurance came across. I was like, when I looked, they was like, you just need to have insurance, and in the state of PA, liability is the only thing you need. You know, they didn't put that unless you are buying a car. They never put that clause in there. So we were like, God, can pay the car note, can pay liability. Then we called our insurance company and they was like, well, you know you need full coverage. Full what? Full coverage. I don't need full coverage. Oh yeah, it's required that you have full coverage because if anything happens to this vehicle, we know you're not going to pay that loan. So we have to get our money. And I was like, oh. Okay, so I don't have to take SEPTA anymore, but I don't have enough to have full coverage. So we learned very quickly the rules of owning something in the state of PA. And in that transition, the Lord, I thought for sure, oh, I can solve it. I'll figure it all out. We'll make it work. So we said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pay the car note 1 month and the insurance the next month. So she did that and you were like, okay. And then you got behind and I was like, well, we can't lose the car, so we're going to have to pay the car note. So we doubled up on the car note and the insurance was like, oh no, you can't go without paying us either. And so they said, so now you have to turn in your registration to your vehicle because if you don't have insurance, you can't drive a car in the state of PA legally. And I was like, wait, but I now have a car note that I'm going to pay. I have no insurance. I have no registration, so I can't drive a car. So I'm now going to pay for a car that I cannot drive. And now my money still has to go to SEPTA to get to work. So guess what we realized we had to do? Turn that car in. And so the thing is that there are times in our life where we think that what we need, we think there's only one way to have it. You know, but the wonderful thing is that sometimes loss is not a loss at all. It's a lesson, and it's an opportunity for a need to really be there that you can sustain, that can be a blessing to you. And that is why we do say that there's privilege and there's responsibility. So sometimes you can't have that privilege yet until you're able to be responsible. So we need the Lord to help us to do that. Because if not, we will take that verse, I can do all things through Christ, and we'll use it the wrong way. All right? So we're going to go with I love you, Lord, and then... All right, so we'll have Pastor Tommy pray for us after we do I love you, Lord.
That we have a plentiful supply, dear God, of peace. plentiful supply of love, a plentiful supply of grace, dear God, extended toward us. So speak to our hearts, speak to our minds, dear God. Put a praise in our hearts today, dear God, as we shake hands with one another, that we can see Jesus. As we hug one another, as we sing, as we listen to the word of God, dear God. That it be all to your glory, dear Lord. Glorify thy name today, God. And raise up your army today, dear God. Build us up and help us to go out to a community, dear God, that is looking for hope, that is begging for hope, but just looking in all the wrong places, God. Help us to be the people to stand up and say, Jesus is enough. Jesus is the Son of God. And all these things, God, we pray in Jesus' precious name. Amen. Amen.
They change, and there's a time of rest and there's a time of action. I just want to encourage you as we continue to work and move through our teaching times on Thursday, where we're talking about emotions. And in training this week, I was learning that emotion is energy that's moving, is basically what emotions is. And so the thing is that when we get heated, our neurons are firing and we are really ready to go for it. But we understand that in a time of sorrow or heaviness of our heart, everything slows down. And so we do have those we're praying for, Miss Jackie and the Foster family as her uncle went on to be with the Lord. And as they continue to make plans for the funeral that's next Saturday in Pottsgrove.
No, Pottstown.
Pottstown, sorry, Pottstown. Thank you. Miss Jackie's always ready to get me. I think she just waits for a chance.
No,
because as soon as it comes out, she's already up there.
No, I don't. It don't come like that. I'm sorry.
I always like to pick with Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie has a very tender heart. But the wonderful thing is to know that the Lord can sustain us in no matter what it is that we are handling or what we are dealing with. And so we want to make sure that we, like we said, meet the need of every heart that's present as the Lord leads. And so we want to encourage you to hold on.
Amen. Amen.
Hold on, my brother, don't give up. Hold on, my sister, just look up. There is a master plan in store for you. If you just make it through, God gonna really blow your mind. He's himself, the Lord would want more. Like I said, the things that he wants to give us, to establish us, to mature us, to show us that we can give willingly. In Sunday school, I was teaching about the 10th, and I said, now take 10 circles and give one of them God expects to give. After that, whatever you give them, you know, is entirely up to you, as long as you can do it with a willing heart. And one of the little boys gave God all of it. And I said, you know, we ask that, but can we always do that? But the one thing is that if we understood how much he truly loved us, we'd be able to give more than just that 10th. We'll be able to give everything we have. And so, like I said, children remind us of the pureness of heart and the reality of the trust that they have in their parents that God would like to have, for us to have in him. So God brought us together for a reason, so we're going to give you a chance to turn around and shake somebody's hand.